Hello and welcome to the first Hit the Target podcast of the 2023-24 Premier Soccer League season. What a season it's been so far. I'm your host, Deshaj Parthab, and with me in studio today are the usual suspects, Ayanda Vezi and Mark Stradham. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Desh, on this lovely team.
Yeah, thank you, Desh. It's been a while since we discussed PSL football in this podcast, so it's good that it's back now.
We're back now.
Yeah.
Well, what a fixture to kick things off. We've got SuperSport United against Cape Town City. For one, I'm looking at this one, thinking there's got to be some goals over here. Cape Town City having crashed out of the MTN8, the hands of Kaizer Chiefs. Surely they need a result. And with SuperSport, Gavin Hunt, that team is just formidable as it stands. Currently occupying third spot, Cape Town City on second spot. Which way can you see it going?
You forgot to mention that SuperSport were also knocked out by Stellenbosch in 1908, Yeah, but a good encounter. I'm looking forward to it. Remember, last season, SuperSport won both fixtures against Cape Town City. The first one, they won 2-0. The last one, they won 1-0. So going into this game, looking at both teams, they will look to redeem themselves due to the
MTN8.
Yeah. So this is going to be a very entertaining encounter with the likes that with SuperSport, the players that they've brought in, your Terence Sukamanja, Magaman from Mammilla Sundowns, Igaro, who's on loan. It shows that
they've even promoted the Diski team. I know Chandran Campbell had a performance.
He's a replacement for Chapelo Masego, who went to join Sundowns.
Yeah.
You see, it is also good to see young players being promoted to play for senior teams. Like you see, also Mammilla Sundowns, they've given some of their youngsters some minutes in their first opening games.
Too.
Also Orlando Pirates
and Cape Town City as well. I think they promoted 3 or 4 youth.
You see, and all these players that they've been promoted, they showed why they deserve to be promoted. Even Kaizer Chiefs last season, we saw they were promoting some of their youngsters. Of which I think it's good for our football as a country, So, coming back into the game, this one, I think it's going to be like goals galore in this game. Hence, I'm looking forward. For me, this is like a game of the weekend.
Yeah, fixture of the weekend.
Yeah.
Mark, speaking of PSL plays, Kaniso Mayo penned a long-term deal with Cape Town City. He was heavily linked to the move away from the club last season. He was closing down on that golden boot. I think he was just one shy of Peter Shalulile. Really correct me if I'm wrong, but he just finished one shy off, and right now he's leading the line for Cape Town City. Do you think it's the right move from him from out wide?
I think
to center?
for his career, I think he did the right move. Because I feel he still has room for improvement. He's got a bright future ahead of him. He's a top quality player, and it was no surprise to see clubs coming in for his signature, and just to see him signing that deal, staying at the club where he's comfortable, will improve his game going forward, and hopefully get a big move, not local but over in Europe, because he has bags of potential, and he's leading the line for a reason for his team.
Yeah, and to add what Mark said there, he was the one who went to the chairman's office to say, I don't want to go to one of the big teams here in South Africa. Yeah. He was the one who was committed to the club, which shows that maybe he's looking for something better. Remember, this Cape Town City side, this is the side that they used to exporting players, Erasmus went to overseas, Ayanda Patosi, I think there is a player that they've just recently exported. So I think he's looking it in that way. Remember, if you're playing for Sundowns or Chiefs or Pirates, your chances of going to Europe are very small, because those teams that they like to
retain the talent here, but Cape Town City, they're very open to.
So for me, I agree with Mark. He made
the right choice.
The right choice by staying at Cape Town City.
They handed him, I believe it was a 5-year deal, which obviously gives him all the peace of mind that he needs. And now he just needs to open his account. He hasn't scored in the PSL as yet. He's played 2 games this week against SuperSport. Do you think he's going to be the difference?
Hence, I'm saying this game it's gonna be goals galore here. So I think Terence Sukamanja will
Gets on the score sheet.
will add another goal because he opened his account in the opening game.
Against Richards Bay, I think it was.
So I think this is a chance for also Kanyisa Mayo to open his account. So for me,
Igudora also got off the mark in that one.
yeah,
With Grobela being injured, if you Gavin Hunt, you've got a bit of a selection headache because when Grobela is fit, Igudora is there.
but I think for me, Khobra this season will be just there to guide the players up front there. He will be just there as an experienced player to guide those players, the youngsters, because he's been suffering from injuries like for a very long time. So I think for me, this is like his last season at SuperSport. Surely they'll give him a role, maybe a coaching role.
Attacking,
Yeah,
Okay. I think it's also gonna be high scoring. I'm gonna go with 2-2 in this fixture. I don't think either side get the 3 points, and I think it's gonna be a high scoring draw.
I agree with you, Desh. I'm also going with you with a 2-2 draw.
I'm giving it to SuperSport. Reason because they're at home. Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to the other fixture on Friday night, we've got Royal AM up against Stellenbosch United. Royal AM obviously got hit for 4 in the DStv Premiership. I think Pirates dismantled them when they were on their travels, and now they're at home to Stellenbosch. Do you think they come away with anything here?
To be honest, Stellenbosch, this is the team like from the time they were promoted to the PSL, they've been like consistent, good. Like this is even the coach that they have, the kind of players that they have. They have youngsters, and you see these youngsters, they coming in, and all of a sudden, some big teams they coming for them. There was this defender, Makanya, Oluwetu Makanya, who signed for Sundowns. If I'm not mistaken, he signed for Sundowns, or he went to America. So this shows that this is a side that has got like potential to compete. So for Real
to America,
So for Real AM, who just came from a heavy defeat like that, I think. But
they're currently 14, so another league defeat.
And also Royal AM having that. I don't know if that ban has been lifted with the transfers.
No, it hasn't been lifted.
I think that's also affecting the team badly, because every team has been improving, bringing in different players for different positions, improving the team, and they've been hit with this ban now.
And they lost Ponsane
as well.
He was their key man.
Exactly. And and by looking at previous games for both the teams, Stellenbosch is clearly the favorite for me to win this game.
And for me, I think Real AM, for them to fix things. We know when John Matuka was there before, Royal AM was a no easy team to play against with. So I think the management then needs to fix the situation, pay Samir Nokovic the money, and they can sign players, because I believe that this is the team that can sign some quality players. We've seen the likes of Abu Tabu Matlaba.
Kamaldeen as well. He was very pace striker, really.
You see? So I think for them is to just go to the boardroom and fix the issue that they have with FIFA, and then they sign players. Look at the game when they played Orlando Pirates. John Matuka was forced to make 4 changes in order to try and bring the team back to the game. And those 4 subs that he made, they were the ones who contributed for Royal AM to have those 2 goals. So for me, I think Royal AM, if they want to survive this season, they must do the right thing.
It could be interesting to see how that one pans out. But again, I also think Stellenbosch win this one comfortably. Can't see anything else but a Stellies win here. Just a question if Ikram Reyners, does he want a hat-trick? Does he want a brace? Let's see. Have to find that out. Moving on to Saturday's kickoffs. We've got a Polokwane City versus Cape Town Spurs. Both teams having been promoted to the DStv Premiership this season. But Cape Town City finding it a bit difficult with back-to-back league defeats, currently rooted to the foot of the table. They've been linked with a move for Talani Serrero. I, for one, can't see it happen. I believe the player is out of contract, rumored to be on his way back to South Africa. Do you think they get him over the line?
A player like Tulani Serrero, hey.
I mean, what's his age now?
He's 33, somewhere there.
Come on, guys. That's the end of the career, man.
Yeah.
You can't expect a 33-year-old to run against youngsters in the league who are pushing themselves to reach the heights that he was at. He's rolling downhill now at the moment.
Look, it is a team of veterans. You know, they do have quite a few players over the age of
Michael Martin, Daniel.
So they wouldn't exactly be strangers to him. But you know, you just wonder right now, did Sean Bartlett make the right move in choosing seasoned professionals? You know, I believe they signed Keegan Buchanan, but you know, he's no spring chicken either.
I think for me, they're trying to do what Richards Bay did last season when they got promoted. You know, just get those players to help the youngsters settle in, maintain that status. Then following season, then you start looking for other options, you know. So for me, I think even Michael Martin said that if they didn't win the playoffs, he would have resigned. But they won the playoffs, so he said, let me give it for another 1 year. So I think that's the reason behind for Coach Sean Bartlett to bring those veterans.
Yeah, well...
And
do you think Cape Town City put their points on the board in this one?
Looking at how the things turn off, like at the Motsepe Foundation championship last season, they lost the league on the last day to Polokwane City. So I think they will want to avenge themselves in this game. So it's going to be an interesting game. Polokwane City are at home, and I think they won their last game. So for me, I'm going with a draw here.
They did. They pulled a 1-0 over Stellenbosch. You know, it was their own goal, but they did well to stay in that game, you know, and keep them at bay.
Yeah, so I'm going for a draw on this one.
I think Polokwane will be looking to continue with this momentum and build on these performances going forward in the league, and having home ground advantage. I think Polokwane will get the win. I say 1-0 Polokwane City.
Okay, I'm actually going 1-0 Cape Town Spurs. I think, as Yanda pointed out, you know, that losing the title on over there, like there's just too much tension for me, and I think
revenge game.
Yeah, I think that's the mentality. I think they're going to throw everything at them, and you know, currently being rooted to the foot of the table, you just need to get points, and Sean Bartlett would be eyeing this fixture to be possibly where they get 3 points and maybe start making their way up the table. So I'm going to give it to them. We do have a KZN derby at Moses Mabhida, where AmaZulu host Richards Bay on Saturday afternoon. You know, it has been sort of a mixed bag of results for AmaZulu. 2 goalless draws. Still looking for their first league win, but I think a relatively decent start to the season for the Spanish head coach.
Yeah, it's a good start for him, Ucijimpi, because that's his nickname.
Yeah, no, I just forgot that. Thanks for reminding me.
It shows that he's here to fight, you know. So, so for me, I think AmaZulu being the home team here, looking at Richards Bay this season, things are not looking good for them. In fact, from last season, the way they finished, it was like everyone was thinking, hey, what's happening with this team? Are they will be fighting relegation? So for me, looking at Richards Bay, they lost their 2 opening games. So this, for me, it's no brainer here. I'm picking Usutu to win this one.
Mark?
Yeah, I'm with Ayanda on this one, Usutu to win. But for Richards Bay, I think everything turned around for them when that player collapsed in their training session last season and passed away. And I think from there, that was the turning point for the club. I don't think they've recovered from that incident, and it's just hit them hard, and they're finding it difficult to come back. So I'm giving it to AmaZulu.
Do you think Richards Bay are destined for relegation this season?
I wouldn't say they're destined for relegation, but I think
they're in it.
Yeah, they're in it. Yeah,
I guess there are maybe four or five clubs who will carry that status every year, no matter what happens. They just are part that they're going to carry that label. I think Richards Bay, for me, I'm not so optimistic about their season. I think they don't get anything in this fixture, and maybe need to start focusing on their home form. I believe their stadium as well. There was lots of talks with the municipality over there whether they're gonna continue with that sponsorship, whether they're gonna cut it. I think there's just too much happening for them right now. But like, we'll see what happens. Chippa United have had probably the most difficult start to a Premier League a PSL season. You look at playing South Africa's top 3 clubs in your opening 4 fixtures this weekend, and going on to be undefeated. From the opening 3.
I think the most difficult start, and also the most impressive as well. I think that the games they played against Chiefs, they were impressive.
Yeah.
I was lucky to be by the game, and their defensive ability was top class.
Our Sundowns going to show us what the other Soweto Giants couldn't do.
I think that's there for everyone.
Are they going to show us how to do it?
I think Sundowns, you know the quality they have. So, I just hope that Chippa can keep up these performances. If they go down in this game, they shouldn't put their heads down, because they are playing well. They are showing promise, and I was expecting them to be in the place Richards Bay is at. And watching them against Chiefs and their previous game, I think they've got more to show, and I think they should be picking up more points as the season progresses.
And I like the confidence that the coach is telling his players, like the way he talks, like on his interviews. I remember in the game against the Orlando Pirates, after the match, he said they asked him that next game we're playing Sundowns. He said, we're ready for them. They must come, you know. So for
it is a home fiction. I'm sure the stadium is going to be
fully packed. Even the chairman, Siv Mpenges, said that the fans must come in numbers, you know. So this is one of the biggest game for the players, and also test for Chippa United, you know. And I'm also impressed with Goodman Musele, who's on loan at Chippa United.
Pirates, man.
This is a player, I think he found his mojo back, because looking at him, when Hugo Bruce started to take charge at Bafana, he was at his setup. Then at Pirates, he didn't get game time, so Hugo Bruce didn't
continue with him.
So I think now that he's given a regular time at Chippa United, and he's won, I think, 2 men of the matches now.
Scored in the previous game.
And scoring, you know. I think now Hugo Bruce will look at him, because remember, we're trying to build the squad for the AFCON. So he was once on Hugo Bruce's plans.
The radar,
so this is for him. Like, I think it worked for him to force that move from Orlando Pirates, you know. Even they also still have players like Abo Craig Matt, the Chippa United. So
they've got a few Pirates players, because Augustine Molenga is also there.
Mammilla,
So you wonder, between the 4 of them, like, surely they can get a result against you. I mean, with Mammilla at the helm, maybe he's still sussing out his strongest 11. But with starting with a striker like Augustine Molenga, surely he can compete with. Last year Igodora, I think he had 10 league goals to his name.
10 league goals.
Instrumental in them retaining their PSL status, and I think that they could have got one better in this man leading the line for them. And the pace that Craig Martin offers. You spoke about the Goodman Musele, being on loan. If he can, get into gear, find his rhythm. What an excellent finish. If he could find his mojo, then maybe they could build something earlier. And I think a top half finish, right now they're hovering in 9th place. Top half finish doesn't look that far. Maybe from where I'm sitting, and I'd love for them to get a result against Sundowns. I think they will. I think with the confidence that those players are operating with, I think it could be possible.
Yeah, and the only way to beat Mammilla Sundowns is whenever you get an opportunity, use that opportunity, because Sundowns, once they get the opportunity,
they take it.
Take it, no matter it's offside or what, but they take it, they use it. So
what are you trying to say with that offside?
No, bro, the goals were clear, offside. Even the officials confirmed, that those goals were offside. But it's a human error, and I think it's time for SAFA and PSL to work together to bring VAR. Because looking at the game that was during the week between Sekhukhune and Swallows. You saw what happened. There was a disgrace, bruh. We must be honest. It was a disgrace. But then I think it's time now for FIFA and SAFA. For SAFA and PSL to sit down and discuss the way forward, because I believe PSL is one of the top leagues in Africa, So it's a disgrace to see such decisions happening in our
country,
especially
at that time of the game as well.
Yeah, you see. So I think it's high time now that the officials there at SAFA and at PSL, they must sit down and discuss this thing.
Yeah. Against Sundowns, how can you see this game playing out? Do you think it's going to be one-way traffic from the Brazilians, or do Chippa actually get something? They have been struggling for goals. It's not like they've been flying, finding the back of the net with ease.
You see, even last season, this Chippa United is very stubborn. I think Mammilla was their head coach when they played Sundowns. I think they lost 2-1 that game. You see, they gave Sundowns a run there. So this one, for me, I think it's also going to be like a run for Sundowns.
They're not going to make it easy.
It's not going to be one-way traffic. The confidence that the players are taking off the coach is showing in their game on the field as well. So we know that Sundowns will come there to win, and the quality players they have to show. But it's going to be a tight affair.
Yeah.
But I believe Tapelo Maseko, outstanding man of the match for me again this time. But I believe it will be a 1-goal margin win for Sundowns.
For me, I would go with both teams to score.
Yeah. Are you calling a draw?
No, not a draw, but both teams to
score.
Yeah, both teams to score is a safe bet for me.
Yeah. For me, I think Chippa gets something. I think I'm going to go with a draw here. Possibly even a win. For me, I'm going to go with draw in for Chippa. Yeah. Okay, closing off this weekend's fixtures. It's the biggest club in the land. We've got Kaizer Chiefs, biggest supporting base. That's by fan supporters. They desperately need a result. I think they're without a league win. They have booked their semi-final ticket for the M108 showdown with Mamelodi Sundowns. But before that, they've got disappointment with TS Galaxy. Surely 3 points over Chiefs.
This is TS Galaxy we're talking about that showed them flames last season, So, to be fair, Kaizer Chiefs, I think the win over Cape Town City brought back the confidence in them,
Yeah. It was a stoppage time win. I think it was right at the death.
Castillo, yeah.
Yeah, you see. So, for me, Kaizer Chiefs, they're not looking that bad,
The way you're talking, it sounds bad.
No, like people
There's been some improvements.
Yeah, people have been criticizing the way Kaizer Chiefs have been playing so far, but it's not bad. The coach he didn't have much preparation for the preseason. I think when he was appointed, he was already he had to take the team to play in Botswana, if I'm not mistaken, and then they went to Tanzania. So I think for them, and now they've announced a new strike. I think that's the link, that's the missing puzzle for Kaizer Chiefs. Yeah. If they can get a finishing striker there, or a Ranga, if he can get back, if he can
start finding his shooting boots.
Yeah, I think Kaizer Chiefs will be competing. So for me, I think a missing link, a puzzle for Kaizer Chiefs, it's up front there, because we saw in their last game, Potsane, what a player that they signed there.
He's got some really good distribution on them,
You see, and this Orlando Pirates product, junior product, they seems to be working for Kaizer Chiefs, because looking at Yusuf Mat, Potsane, Ngezane, who went overseas, So for me, I'm really impressed with the signings that they've brought in, that they're showing up, It's very disappointing for a big team like Kaizer Chiefs who's signing a player, and the fans, they've been saying, please sign this player, and when it gets to the club, it doesn't perform. So it's really
it's a relief now, that the signings are working out. For me, the window was impressive. You look at players like Mdoom Dansane, who, I felt if he had come on early against think his former opponent was Cape Town City. I think he could have really done something in that game for them. For me, Chiefs' issue, as you mentioned, rightfully so, they just don't have a striker. They've been missing a striker. Last season, they brought in 2. They've already said goodbye to one of those 2.
And the last time I remember, Kaizer Chiefs had like a striker that you say, hey, this player is missing. At least the opponents will say, we can breathe. It was the time when Samir Nokovic was there.
Yeah.
After that, when they released him, Kaizer Chiefs
didn't have a centre forward. Yeah, it was a difficult. I believe Arthur Zwane was at the helm. For that decision. You know, that obviously sits with him, and the players that they had brought in to replace Nukovic, they didn't live up to their bill at least. But you know, I'm looking forward for this fixture. I do think Chiefs get something from it. I won't say the floodgates will open, because I don't know the last time they scored more than 2.
I think to also, just to be fair to Molefe, I think any new coach needs time to settle, find his first 11, work on the training ground, find the relationships, the different combinations with each other. I think it will take a few months or few games to get it right. But his intentions are clear. The club's intentions are clear. They brought in quality players as well. Pule Modi. The standout for me, Castillo. I think he's
signing.
He
top
can't put a foot wrong right now.
I think Sundowns will be even wondering how did they miss him. So I think the intentions are clear from Molefe and his side. I think it will take time, but they did build a good team for the season, and if everything works out, I think there's more to come from Kaizer Chiefs.
Do you think Sid Ramovic does anything in this game? Because he surely is waiting for Chiefs, and you know he's got players. You look at Bernard Parker. Does he want to come back to his former club? We've seen it time and time again. Gabuza's also there, big centre forward over there.
You're talking about a coach that is good when it comes to tactics. This one, you know. But they're missing some of their key players. Buthelezi, who signed for Orlando Pirates. Batusi Abbas, who signed for Sundowns. Given Msimango, signed for Kaizer Chiefs. Those are key players. They were the regular starter for TS Galaxy. So I think the only way for me, I think that TS Galaxy can head Kaizer Chiefs is only on set pieces. I think that
Bernard Parker is probably going to be on that set piece duty.
Yes, even when they scored against Kaizer Chiefs when they won last season, I think the goal came from a set piece. So I think that's where this TS Galaxy can head Kaizer Chiefs. But looking at the game overall, I think Kaizer Chiefs will win this one.
Okay, well, TS Galaxy at the time of recording are undefeated. You know, they opened their season with 3 points against Cape Town Spurs, and then drew away to Chippa, and now they're at home to Chiefs, where it could be exciting. Gentlemen, I think that wraps up this week's fixtures. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, Desh.
Thank you, Desh.
Cheers.
Hit the Target Podcast.